On tap today is a cherry cider. You want to see more about it? Stick around. Hello everyone and welcome back. What I have here is a cherry cider made from a kit by a company called Brewer's Best. Now, I like to make things from scratch, right? Well, I have done kits in the past. In fact, I actually done another cider kit by the same company back a couple of years ago. It was a apple cider kit. I did a video on that. If you want to see that video, I'll put the link in the description down below or one of these cards up here, right? But I did a whole walkthrough of the instructions and details of how to use one of their kits back then. I'm not going to rehash all that detail, so if you want to see the walkthrough process step by step, go check out that video. But just some highlights. It comes in a kit, sort of a bag with some yeast, some flavor in there, and you also need about a couple pounds of corn sugar to go with this, and of course water, right? And basically you mix it all together. And you add the yeast and you ferment it just like beer. I mean, it's a very simple thing to make actually, folks. And a week and a half or two later, you bottle it, keg it. I chose to keg it. Now, the thing with kegging, now if you saw that apple cider video from a long time ago, I made a comment at the end about it tasting a bit thin and flat. Well, I found out what the cause of that was in hindsight. If I didn't do a follow-up video, I apologize. I made some comments, although I know about it later on somewhere. But anyway, it turned out that I had my keg pressure set the same as I did for my beer. Now, my beer is set between 10 and 12 psi most of the time, right? And I balanced my draft system line length and everything to give me a nice pour without a whole lot of foam on it, right? Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you have a keg and you have to turn down your pressure to pour a beer to keep the foam from foaming up on you, then you need to go see this video where I talk about draft system line balancing, where you need to calculate the proper line length required to offset the pressure in the keg, so when you pour it out of the tap, it doesn't foam up all over the place, right? So I have my kegging system, my kegerator off to the side here, dialed in for beer at a PSI of about 10 to 12, right? So now, onto the ciders, including this cherry cider and the apple cider I've done, and probably every cider I'll do going forward. They need a lot more carbonation to get that fizz and feeling. I guess these ciders don't hold the carbonation in solution as well as beer does, so you need to actually compensate by turning up the pressure to probably double of the PSI in your keg. So, for example, I've had this thing set to about 22, 23 PSI. That's about double of my 10 to 12, right? And it creates a lot of foam at first because it's an unbalanced line. You can see in this video here, I'm pouring this beer and it foams up and I have to let it settle before I pour some more and have to wait for it to settle down even further before I can drink it. And it is an annoyance for sure, because to do this right, I would need a separate line that's, I'm just saying it probably needs to be twice as long as my guess. So instead of a 10-foot beer line length, I need a 20-foot, let's just say. Again, if you want to know exactly what you need and what I need, I'll have to go through my spreadsheet that I posted in that other draft line balancing video. But for now, for one keg, one pass through this thing, I figured it just wasn't worth the hassle. I just dealt with the foam. But once the foam settles, it actually is quite good. Oh man, it's really good. And these kits come with a sweetener packet. So if you like your ciders really dry, throw the packet away. You want a really sweet cider, put the whole packet in. I split the middle because my wife tends to like a less dry cider. I like a more dry cider, so I use about half that packet to give it that residual sweetness, a little bit of sweetness to it. But it's a compromise between her taste and mine. So if you want one of these kits, I put a link down below on my Amazon affiliate link. If you really think you might want to try one, use my link. It'll give me a small cut, small commission for the referral. But I'm not doing this video for that. I'm just showing you what I've done recently and why I haven't been doing any beer videos. I got one kegerator enough for 2 coney kegs. And I get, actually, this batch makes about a 6-gallon batch. So I have a 5-gallon coney keg and a 2-gallon coney keg filled with this stuff in my kegerator, blocking me out from using it for other beer. So I have not been making beer videos recently. I made a cherry cider for my wife for her birthday. So toast, sweetheart, Rachel, dear, I love you. Gonna call this affectionately my Rachel's Red cider. All right. So give me a comment down below. You got any questions about what this is and how to make it? I'll try to answer them for you. All right. So other than that, I'll just talk to you all next time. See ya. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out other videos on my YouTube channel and don't forget to subscribe.